to welcome everyone back to the Chill Experience podcast, where you could like and subscribe early before we get too far into the show. And we have really great news.
Yeah.
Such positive feedback from all the people that watch the clips and watch our videos. We're going to do and commit to another 6 months.
Well, that's fabulous. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited as well. And for those watching, we actually take notes now as to things that we might want to talk about in the podcast so that we could actually have purpose to the podcast and what we talk about.
Instead of just rambling?
Instead of rambling.
Okay.
I would also like to share that if you're looking at Jill's outfit, I think she's buying clothes for the podcast.
No.
Well, this looks like it's new. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, but you're not shopping for the podcast.
Okay. First of all, this is a good topic. So in the city of Highland Park, there's a home, and a few times a month, the home opens up into a store. And thankfully, Sherry, Sister Sherry, loves to turn me on to fun things as I like to turn her on to fun things. So she turned me on to the Guild in Highland Park. Look it up if you're local and you want to shop somewhere super fun and cool. And she said, I was just there. I found the perfect thing for you. Sure enough, I went, this is like from a year ago.
Okay.
And I've worn it a few times.
Well,
You must not be paying attention.
Or you have other colors and therefore...
No.
Because I'm an attention of clothes person.
Oh, okay.
And when I say
from
person...
the Guild, Highland Park, a home that converts into a store, just a genius, cool idea, and really cool, fun things.
Shout out to Jill's hair. Now, it looks like you might be going somewhere after the podcast today, and it's an experience that I think everybody has to go through if you have children or nieces and nephews.
Right, yeah. Graduation?
So you got yourself all dialed up to go sit in a gymnasium and watch an 8th grader graduate, did you?
Actually, I usually do dress for anything and everything, don't I?
You do. And if someone wants to see us tonight at dinner after graduation, where are we going to eat? Because I know that people have asked, where does Chad and Jill go to eat?
We eat at home because I love to cook and I love to bake.
Okay.
And tonight we're going to go to Bob Chin's for dinner.
So we're going to go there, and I don't know if anyone wants to look it up, but it's a very popular restaurant in Wheeling.
Yes, it's been there for many, 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 many years. I think it's changed a bit over the years as far as, enthusiasm for going there, but food's still great. We have a nice time when we're there.
And they seat us.
Yeah.
So Jill, we went away. We went to Florida.
Again.
And we had a celebration of my brother's birthday.
Yes.
And we looking back, I think we had what you would call a great time.
We did.
It could have been an incredible time, but my brother likes boating.
Yes.
And we were the experiment to his new, we'll call him a captain for lack of a better word, and first mate.
Yes.
And so there's a couple things that happened during this trip, and we could talk about a couple of them because the question that I have for people that go on trips is when something goes
awry,
what do you do mentally to manage that? So as an example, you're at a hotel and the air conditioning doesn't work. You're at a hotel for 3 or 4 days and it rains the whole day. Mm-hmm. Does this ruin your trip? Does it modify your attitude, or do you make the best of it and figure out how to laugh and be happy anyway?
You know what? Because we're chill.
Yeah.
We made the best of it.
We did.
So our trip, and we did stay on the beautiful boat together. Yeah. Different from trips in the past, staying on the boat, we had a couple additions.
Yes.
Staying on the boat with us. One was the captain.
Do we call him creepy captain or just captain?
We can call him like creepy. We can call him all kinds of things.
We just won't call out his name.
No, but he was creeper.
Lasted 2.5 days.
Barely. And then we had the lovely first mate, or the stew, as she is called. Not the stewardess, not the flight attendant. She is the stew, because I asked her. The stew was the gift from the creepy captain.
So we ended up with the gift from the creepy captain because we have the stew.
Right.
But my question, Jill, is people present their best selves when they're interviewing, and they share with you their positives even when they've been fired from their last job. I think, for me, I trust my gut that when I'm interviewing or talking to somebody, that if I think you look at me nice, you got the job.
You know, I think you and your brother are somewhat alike when it comes to judging people that are going to come and do service for you. So, as we know, we have, well, before me, you have had a few people that have come through your business that probably didn't belong and didn't deserve to be here.
They look good on the outside.
Oh, maybe they look good on the outside.
And maybe they didn't.
Maybe they didn't.
But I picked them, or
but
they
you
picked me.
Picked them, they picked you, and you learn lessons from things like that. So your brother, for whatever reason, chose to pick Captain Creeper, and he was, in my opinion, not worthy of sailing a boat in a bathtub.
Yeah.
I thought he sucked.
Yeah.
And the last straw, which was, I think it was we went from where we were at, we took a little tour, right?
Tour. Like Gilligan's
Came
Island.
back, right? I think we were on a little bit nicer than the SS Minnow. Came back home, and somehow the air condition stopped working. Now, Florida, if anyone knows, in May, is pretty hot, pretty humid, pretty swampy.
Yeah.
So we were on the boat with no air conditioning.
Well, that's because we had the creepy captain. See,
Right.
all it was seaweed getting into the filter, and when you know to just undo the filter, it takes 30 seconds to fix.
Well, yeah, if he wasn't on something, and I'm going to guess he's on something, he claims to
Oh.
be sober, but I
Oh.
believe he likes to do other things.
Yes.
So when you're sober,
And you would know.
and I would know from experience, not personal, but throughout life, that if you're sober from all mind-altering substances. So he may not drink, but I believe he probably does some other things. So when we came back from a fabulous, just easy dinner with brother and sister, we came back and he's stomping around with no shirt on, blah, blah, blah. It's 80 degrees in there. And I opened the door and I said, oh, doesn't feel like it's 80. And I looked, but I think I was looking at the wrong numbers. I was like, still looks like 66 to me. Then we went down to our room and it was pretty hot. So lo and behold, we ended up sleeping upstairs on the
Beautiful
couches,
wind. Yeah, it
pulled
was
out some
great.
sheets, and
Made the best of it.
had to open the windows. Thankfully, there was some nice breeze, but there were also some no-see-ums, and we both got eaten a little bit.
If you get eaten by
Yeah.
no-see-ums, put it in the comments. I want to know what you do to stop the no-see-ums from biting you.
Well, luckily, I had calamine from a few trips back, and we dealt with it.
So, Jill, do we misinterpret? Sometimes people have different kind of faces. You got the happy face, the sad face, the mood, right? I don't know if I said angry face. What is it that people are doing when they read other people's faces, but your face doesn't actually describe how you feel? So sometimes I'm told, like, I have the resting angry face or the pondering face, but sometimes I'm actually really happy on the inside. I just somehow I'm not showing it on the outside.
Well, maybe your face is just tired of going around smiling.
Well, today was
But you're
4 or 5
happy.
hours of that.
You were just smiling. Well, you had a lot of Zoom today, right?
I had a lot of Zoom, a lot of podcasts, a lot of interaction, and a lot of positivity. But yet, it's been a day.
I think faces can be deceiving. Sometimes we kind of go into a zone, and you may not have the smiling face on, but yet you're not angry or upset about anything. You're just, like you said, pondering.
Yeah.
And I think more for a female than a male, we are told as female, smile, you need to smile, you need to smile. It's like, you need to mind your own business and not worry about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I may be very happy, but I don't need to go around plastered with a fake smile on my face. And I was smiling all morning because I played pickle with 3 amazing women, had a really, really good hour and a half of sweat and cardio, and just a really good, I created a really good group, and everybody level-wise and fun-wise, and it was fabulous. So I like that.
And then they know to be part of that group. And then if someone's not able to make it, there's substitutes to the group.
Correct. I have nice people that can play when other people can't. So we can find nice foursomes, and it was really nice. It was hot today. Sun was out, felt good, but it wasn't humid. But again, just a great morning.
And because we're athletes, and we just came off of Memorial Day,
Yeah.
yesterday we were able to play golf,
Right. On the back nine.
which is hole 10 through 18 for those of you that don't
That
follow
are
and know
golfers.
golf.
Right. And we really had a nice time.
What do you think made it a nice time, Jill?
Well, it was just the two of us,
Mm-hmm.
and there really weren't a lot of people on the back nine, so I didn't feel rushed. People in front of us were walking instead of in a cart, so it slowed us down a little bit, but I was fine with that. And the weather was perfect, and it was just super nice out.
And we hit this little white golf ball,
Yeah,
relatively good. Not every shot.
you do hit really well.
I'm actually like a golfer.
You're like an athlete.
Yeah, underneath this body.
Yeah, you hit it so far.
It's hard to keep track of. I mean,
I-
what is it, 300 yards, 400
I don't
yards?
know, but I look for the ball and I just can't see it. So like Piggle, there's lines, and today was not an issue, but there's a lot of times people call something out or they call it in, and it's clearly neither. But as you've taught me, just whatever, let them go with what they want to go with. I could care less. It's not like, life or death. But in golf too, I wish there was like a thing that was like, here's the ball.
Yes,
You lose a lot of balls out there.
I do. That's why I buy
don't.
used ones. I only
don't.
use new balls for tournament play.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I thought you were using the good ones.
No,
First season you were. You used a lot.
first season I use a lot of the
Right,
new ones.
Right. New
Then I
ones.
realized I lose a lot, so
Right.
now I use the refurbished
Right.
balls.
Which
And
is
I
smart.
don't mind losing balls when
No.
they're refurbished.
Well, you lose some and you find some.
So the next topic that I want to touch on is something that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
And a shout out to my friend David who watches these videos. I
Our
think
friend.
our friend David, shout out, 2 or 3 times. David, one of the topics I think we need to work with is that topic of habits. Do you know that it's taken years of persistence and consistency to get where I'm at?
Yeah, I know.
But there's habits that we could break, and there's habits that we could take on. Like the podcasting for me is something I'm absolutely loving, but it's now become a habit that I'm taking on to the point where I'm getting better and better and I'm watching the progression and enjoying it. But there's other habits that you then have to stop doing because of time, call it.
Right.
So how do we determine, number one, what habits to stop doing that don't serve us? And number two, what I'm learning is on the mental side of this habit game is that habits take a long time to break. Do you know there's habits, the way we raise our kids, the way we do our business, the way we interact with clients, that to stop them takes, I'm thinking months, 3 months to a year to maybe make it where it's not part of our routine.
Maybe that's you. I don't really feel like it takes me a long time to break a bad habit. I did have a bad habit. and you had a bad habit, but we broke, and now here we sit. If you know what I mean.
I have no idea what she means, but I'm going to find out, I think, in about 20 minutes.
We had bad habits, but we got rid of those bad habits, and now we are moving through life with good habits for the most part.
Good habits and good people.
That's right.
Caring people.
Yes.
Nurturing parents.
Yes.
Loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so a habit that isn't like, it's not horrible, but you do have a tendency to bite your fingernails.
Look how nice they are.
They're very nice because you had
manicure the
a
other
mani-pedi.
day. But I do. I have a tendency to bite my fingernails.
And after you showed me and said, oh, look it, and I said, oh, they look really nice. I said, now try to keep them out of your mouth. And you said, okay. And a couple hours later, they were in your mouth.
Yeah.
So that's a habit you should really try to break, because in our nails is a lot of gross stuff. I mean, mine are so hard I couldn't. It's just not a thing I do. But I think, maybe health-wise and just, when you're biting your nails, it's sort of like the person that bounces their leg, which drives me nuts.
Okay.
the leg bouncer.
Okay. Well, it happens. There's people out there that
I
bounce
know
legs.
people have like stuff, and I think it gets rid of their energy. So instead of letting it drive me, I look the other way, and
Yeah.
I say there's a reason they're doing that. They're letting out some kind of stuff that no longer serves them, and that's
Yeah.
how they let it out, through like bouncing a foot or biting their
Well,
nails.
I think habits can even be emotional habits of things that we need to do, whether it's the meditation, when we do it, philosopher notes when we listen to it, just as we go through life, to add things that could serve you. Philosopher notes is Brian Johnson summarizes really great books on leadership
Right.
and confidence and attitude and family.
Just very
and
positive.
and it's not expensive to log in there, but he's got a really great following, and I'm someone that follows them. I like the books, and they
Right.
give you some insights into positive living.
And you've shared them with a lot of people, which I think has been really helpful and really
Yeah.
great.
So I wrapped up the strategic coach. I had a really great year. We did that, and we talked about why to be in strategic coach. And what I find is there's a lot of people that don't have confidence, and a lot of people that work too hard for not enough money, and don't find happiness in their life. And strategic coach's whole mindset the first year was making it about you to be able to live a happy, healthy life. So as I became one of the mascot leaders of the group, the mayor of the group, as one person put it,
Shocking.
I put together an invite where everyone could go to the Cubs game. And we went. We had about 20 people that went, and we picked a rooftop. Now, I want to talk about Wrigley, the rooftop, the disappointing part of my experience, and then we always try to find positive experiences, but this was not easy.
No.
So it turned out to be a cold evening on top of it.
Yeah.
So everyone was cramped on the third floor inside at a level where when you're inside, and by the way, 2 hours to get to the game from Rosemont, share with me, if you will, Jill, how was that experience for you? And I know you were sick.
Yes.
So just share with us what that was like.
All right, so to begin with, yes, I was sick, and I don't even know how I got sick, because we had come home on Sunday night, and we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I believe I did Pilates Monday, and all of a sudden by Wednesday, my throat really started to bother me, like that strep throat kind of feeling, and I thought, this is not good. How would I even be getting this? Luckily, it did not turn out to be that, and I felt better. But Wednesday night, the night of the game, we drove to Rosemont. We hopped on the bus, and while the guy drove very well, he didn't drive like a maniac or anything. I don't know if he knew where he was going, because it felt like I was on that bus forever. And, you know, when you're not feeling good, things probably bother you a little bit more. So there was the loud, high-pitched talker that I really wanted to like quiet, but it just kept going and going. And I think sometimes people don't realize, like, come up for a breath, maybe give the other person a chance to speak. This person obviously never got that message. Then we get to the game, and he couldn't drop us off at the rooftop, which was on Waveland. So we had to walk there, and like you said, it was cold. Luckily, I was dressed well for the weather, but not really feeling up for a walk. Then we get there, and the guy lines us up as if, I don't even know, but you know, better he does security than not. Get up to the room that we spent the evening. All right, so the Cubs lost, and that sucked. And they didn't just lose, they lost badly. The food was very subpar. I thought it was very expensive for what they offered. And there is zero view. So no shout out to the Ricketts family for being greedy beyond greedy, because they've blocked the rooftops because they don't get enough money from their ticket sales and all the stuff they do. Shame on them. All those people that own those rooftops, because I think we've
People
gone...
own the rooftops. I think that the Ricketts family owns them.
I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I don't know.
I think they do.
Maybe check that out, because why would they block the views? People used to own those buildings, and I know for sure it wasn't the Ricketts, because I know it was someone that owned a restaurant.
Well, I think they own them now.
Well, if they do, shame on them for selling them, because the one we were at on the corner of Waveland, in Sheffield has a view of nothing. And people that went upstairs said it was freezing. So I wasn't going upstairs to freeze while I was sick and watch the Cubs lose.
Okay.
So bummer, bummer, bummer. Then God knows what way he took us home because, again, I'm like, get on the highway, get us to where we're going so we can get home because all I want to do is like get in a warm bed.
And so we're not just saying negative about the Cubs,
No, I love the Cubs.
but it was just interesting in that they have dynamic pricing. So initially it's like $130 or $140 a ticket. It was over $200 the week before
Which is
the
nuts.
game. So they have this advanced tickets or progressive tickets that they do. On top of it, when you get in there, you're waiting in a long line for food. It's cramped, it's cold.
And the
You
food
couldn't see
was
the
average.
game. They had a minimal amount of TVs in there.
Yeah.
I was just interested to see that it wasn't, it could have been potentially a better experience
Much better.
for us. But it was good that we got out. It's good that we went there, and we're going to try to do more experiences like that in the future. So we're hanging out in Miami, and we ran into a friend, and a shout out to Ben, our friend in Miami.
Yep.
And Ben is the kind of guy where he could have anything that he wants. And we're sitting down having a conversation with Ben, and I think Ben said something very profound.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what it was?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's about wants and needs.
Okay.
And go ahead and say it.
Well, the quote is, it's better to want something than to have it. And I talk about this in the way that life's a journey, and it's more fun to have the journey and the want than to have the asset that sits in a drawer or isn't used,
Right.
but you now own it.
Right.
And typically, we're talking about expensive things that might be $1,000 or more, or $10,000 or more when we have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like watches. It's very easy to pull the trigger on another watch, but I feel that it's more fun to want and look at the watches,
Right.
because when I have another watch, it's sitting in the drawer more often than I could wear it.
You only have one arm.
2 arms.
Well, I meant one watch arm. You
Okay.
do have 2 arms. But would you wear... So you know what? I knew somebody once that wore 2 watches.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if you'd want to wear like 2 nice
Mr.
watches,
Wonderful
right?
from the Shark Tank wears
Okay,
2.
I don't like him at all. So
Why?
let's-
What did he do to
Ugh.
you?
Ugh, new topic.
Okay, well, anyway, if you're going to listen, we have another cousin who actually said that one of the quotes that we gave that I'm going to repeat so more people could get it is, it's better not to procrastinate,
Oh,
right? It's better to do something now. So as an example, I made 3 calls between 10:55 and 11 a.m. because I didn't want to procrastinate, and I needed and wanted to reach the people who I just needed to share with them 1 minute of something
okay.
so they could go about their day.
Good.
Other people might procrastinate or even wait days to get back to someone. I'm just not a fan. I'm a fan of doing what we could do now. You could also finish up later, more detail.
Right.
But to text someone, to email, to respond now, I'm a fan of that.
Oh, you're definitely an instant responder.
Yeah.
You sometimes though, maybe you need to like ponder, maybe you need to think a little bit, and not respond so quickly.
Well, that would go along with the habit conversation, which is a really hard one to break.
Right,
And it could take months or years to do it.
right. But you're learning.
I am.
You're learning.
And I'm slowing
we all
down.
learn. Okay.
I mean, as we get older, I think we all slow down. I'm also
Maybe.
losing weight,
I know.
thanks to the cottage cheese. Shout out to Steve, who turned me on to cottage cheese
Really?
as being a good dietary supplement to
Okay.
being able to have a healthier core.
Well, since you're out for dinner tomorrow, I'm going to make you the special cottage cheese pudding.
Why don't you share with the audience what that might be?
Off the top of my head,
Yes.
maybe it's a cup of cottage cheese with a tablespoon of cocoa powder, with a squirt of honey, and then you mix it all up, and then you melt some chocolate chips. But I use Enjoy Life chocolate chips because they're healthier. You melt those, and then you coat the top of your pudding so it hardens like a Dairy Queen dipped cone. And I know you like those.
I am going to for sure like those. So we covered a lot of different things today. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is how much is enough when we exercise. I am at the gym where some people are there 2 or 3 hours, and I think that's too much.
Do they look like it?
No.
Okay, then it's obviously not a good plan.
Maybe it's because they need somewhere to go because they're, and I didn't ask them, but they're lonely or they just don't have,
All right.
they just find the gym as a place to be able to hang out.
Well, that's good. I have read 20 minutes a day is perfect amount of exercise. Do something every day. I mean, I don't know if at this stage in our life we're looking to be Mr. or Mrs. America. I believe your body reaches a certain point and it doesn't want to budge off that point, right? So I love you as you are. I believe you've said you love me as I am. And we exercise doing different activities, right?
Yes. So number one, I love you as you are.
Yes.
Number two, I shared with the group that I really love the Bend app, which is just a really great app to be able to
Bend?
do 20 or so extra stretches.
Oh,
So it's yoga in the form of flexibility.
okay. Which
So
is
it
good
gives
for
you the poses 30
Right, right,
seconds
right.
each. And I did that yesterday
Good.
along with some other, I didn't use weights, I just did body workout.
That's all right. You don't always have to do weights. Your body can act as your weight. But weights, I have now also read that weights are kind of crucial and an important part of your workout. Yoga's great, Pilates great, golf, pickle, tennis, running, but actual lifting of weights is what is going to keep your body healthy and, in tune so you can advance, to the next years.
I think I agree with you. So we've covered a lot of topics today.
Yes.
And what I like most about what we're doing is we committed to another 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
We have people that were brought into our life to be able to help us with the podcast, with the interaction, with the reels and the different things. And I really love the feedback that we're getting from those different people that are watching it, just talking about the fact that we're saying certain things that are allowing them to see their world different
Good.
and maybe have a better day because we're coming into their life.
Oh, that's really awesome. And that's what that's one of the things that connects us is to try to throw positive energies out into the world. Not to say that, we walk around and everything is like positive and great, but certainly when someone is struggling or someone feels depressed or they feel down, we try to do our best to find positives for them.
Yeah.
And another thing that I just saw and that I read is when you're let's see, what's a good example? It's raining out, but I woke up in a house. I had a roof over my head. I had a hot meal. I have a bed with blankets. So you say 3 things to combat that one negative
Right.
thing to keep you in a positive headspace.
Well, I interviewed Scott Schmerin, who talks about that if you wake up in the morning and you do what you're grateful for,
Right.
3, 4, 5 things, then the brain starts to understand that you're grateful, that you're positive, and that the spirit is positive. As I sit here and we do the podcast and I look out and see all the green outside my window and the deer and the different animals running around, it creates a natural positive cortisol or something for me.
Right.
And I just wish that for everybody,
Right.
that you just take the time to be your best, to look out at the positives, to interact with other people, smile, and make it a good day. I was at the health club the other day and a gentleman's on the phone on the treadmill talking with the speakerphone. And I was 2 treadmills away and I'm trying to run and trying to concentrate. And I asked him if he could maybe put in an earbud, and he's like, he got mad. And I'm like, why are you mad? Like, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to become better at what I'm doing while you're walking slowly on the treadmill, talking loud to your daughter. I just think that just to be more conscious of the positives.
That's called an ignorant person.
So what I did is I just moved down a few more treadmills and got through the day. But every single thing that we do, try to keep it a positive spirit, try to be nice, try to smile, and try to be chill. So we got through another episode. It was awesome. Now we're going to graduation. Looking forward to that. And so we'll just peace out.
Peace out.
And
chill out.
everyone can just enjoy their day. And we'll see you again next week.
See you next week.